Hey guys, welcome to Admit 3, where we discuss all things movies, media, and television. I'm Rob.
I'm Laura.
And I'm Kurt.
Thank you for joining us.
Welcome back to our coverage of The Last of Us. Today we'll be discussing Episode 7, Left Behind. Left Behind briefly picks up where last week's cliffhanger left off, as Ellie desperately searches for a way to save Joel before he succumbs to a stab wound. The majority of the episode, however, is a flashback that centers around Ellie in the Boston quarantine zone, where she breaks rules, gets into fights, and bonds with another outcast teenage girl named Riley, who is played by Storm Reed. Riley reveals to Ellie that she has secretly joined the Fireflies and that she'll be leaving the quarantine zone for good. So the young women spend one last night together, hanging out in the mall where Riley has prepared surprises for Ellie in the hopes of making this the best night of her life. What do you guys think of episode 7?
I thought it was really good, actually. My biggest gripe with the episode is that the urgency of the cliffhanger from the last episode it's not really touched on at all here. We see at the end of the episode we see a little bit with her, stitching Joel, Joe, stitching Joel up, but it kind of, it's an urgent situation that gets put on the back burner. But the episode itself is fantastic. I thought Bella Ramsey and Storm Reed were fantastic in the episode. I thought a lot of it was, very sweet. And, ultimately, because it's The Last of Us, devastating and depressing as shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really good. What do you think, Rob?
I know, I was going to add, after the best night of her life turns into the
Oh, yeah. The best and worst.
Worst day of her life so far.
That's life, baby.
I was actually just watching a clip on TikTok where it shows like the scene from the show and then like the scene from the video game, and it's like 100%. So I like how it's like really, really cool, even like down to exact dialogue.
Wow. Yeah, this is actually, I read like downloadable content on the game. It's like a chapter that's not in the main portion of the game, you can play it later on, which is kind of cool they included it in the series. I think one thing the show has been missing is, Ellie's backstory.
Right. And how she got her original bite on her arm.
So what do you think, Rob?
I really liked it. I had, kind of the same issue that you did, Kurt, where, Joel got shanked in the last episode, and it seemed like, he was in urgent need and that they were going to at least address it more in this one. But like you said, they put it on the back burner, which is a little unfortunate. And the only progress we have in a situation is that Ellie started stitching him up with a dirty sewing needle she found in a cupboard somehow.
Yeah, I really hope that he doesn't get any kind of infection from it.
I'm sure he would if it was real life.
If there are worse infections you can get in this world, then...
I guess that's
Yeah,
true.
that's true. I mean, I think Kurt and I actually like talked about this like during the episode. We were just like, yeah, this chick's definitely dying. Ellie's friend, the one played by Storm Reed. We were just like, yeah, of course she's toast.
Yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
And then I wonder, I don't know if I said it out loud, but I was wondering if this would be the incident where, Ellie got her bite and like found out that she is immune. And of course that's how it ends up happening. And we haven't gotten to the total conclusion of their story yet. They're kind of just like, they're both bitten, they're hanging out, and Ellie was like, what do we do? And her friend is just like, we pretty much make the best out of the time we have left, whether it's 2 minutes or 2 days or whatever.
I do also like how it kind of shows that like Ellie may not have had like a family or whatever because she was always in this place, but she did have someone that she cared about, and she does watch them die. So, well, we don't.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming they're not going to show us anymore. I think they're leaving it for us to draw our own conclusion. Like, we've heard Ellie say that everyone she's ever cared about has either left or died. So
she wasn't gonna leave Joel, which I thought that was
yeah.
cute. When she runs back down, she like holds his hand for a second.
I don't know what she would have done even if she did leave Joel. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's like a 5-day ride back to where
Yeah.
his brother Tommy is or something.
Well,
like
isn't, Zol's trying to convince her, hey, just leave me here
Yeah.
to die. Go back to Tommy and save yourself.
that. Yeah. So I don't know how she would make a ride through post-apocalyptic wasteland by herself.
Not even that. I'm wondering how Joel is actually still alive because there's no way he wouldn't have bled out. And how the fuck did she get him all the way to this shelter that
It
they're
depends
We
on
don't know how far that shelter was from where he got
in? But
stabbed.
you're saying that one, he's gonna walk like that? No. Two, how she drag him? She's tiny as hell. I need to know how he got there.
You're asking
Maybe
questions
they
I can't give
show
you an
it,
answer
don't-
to.
They show it, doesn't she? Like help him walk in, like his arm is over her shoulder, and they walk in. They show it in the episode.
I probably didn't see it, but maybe.
Well, you weren't even really watching, so that makes sense.
That is not true. I was very much so watching, and I didn't see it. Did you?
I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Ellie like has his arm over her shoulder, and they walk in, and then she puts him down. It's not like he wouldn't like definitely bleed out. It depends on where he got stabbed, and if it ruptured
With the
any.
pressure.
Yeah, it was a bleeder for sure. Also, Joel didn't do himself any favors by ripping out the thing
That's true.
immediately. That's like the one thing you're not supposed to do. Yeah, I don't know. I thought the episode was pretty touching and bittersweet. I feel like the other episode with I forget the name. It's like Bill
and Frank. I remembered this time.
Right. I feel like that one had more of like a dramatic love story, more pulling at the heartstrings than this one, but this one was still pretty good. You said, I think you said that this one was directed by somebody different, right?
I don't remember who it was directed by, but it was written by Neil Druckmann solely. He wrote it by himself. He's the creator of the game, and this is the first episode that he's written by himself, which I thought was interesting because it's like the downloadable content that and it also takes away from the main story of the game, and it's at its center there's like a gay love story going on. So it's kind of like, hey, I'm the one who created this property. I don't care how you feel about this. This is the way it is. And I thought that was really
Also,
cool.
isn't it great we get 2 gay love stories in one show? Ugh, love it.
One season, one show.
One love.
That should be on the poster for the last day.
Also, you know what else is really cool? Designing a video game. I feel like that'd be so awesome. Like,
We'll get into it. Go to school
Sure.
for it. You can play your own video games. Nobody else will.
Wow, rough.
I'm kidding.
How many more episodes do we have? 2 or 3?
Two. Yeah. We
yeah,
have 8
they-
and 9.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so bummed when this series is over. We're gonna have
Do you
to
think
find
it's gonna
someone
be a
else to watch.
2-part? Like,
They're definitely gonna have more
finale?
seasons.
No, like a finale.
Oh.
So it'll be
Nah,
like episode 8, and then episode 9, part 1, and then episode
no.
10.
Episode 9, part 2. Just episode 10. No, it's just from what I've seen, it's just
How do you think it's gonna
it's a
end?
finale. I have no idea because like we haven't played the video game, so we have no idea where it's building to in the first place.
I know, but I'm saying
Well-
in your mind, like in how it's going now, how would you think it would end? Without any other backstory, just your imagination.
They end up back on. No, they don't. Not in season 1 anyway. Maybe they end up back at the community in Wyoming with Tommy somehow.
For some reason, I really don't fucking like Tommy.
Yeah, you I don't know what you have against him. But
Such a pussy.
now, you weren't here for that episode that we
No, but I
reviewed.
did just watch it, and
So why don't you give us your thoughts on that episode real quick? We can recap.
I thought that it was pretty fucking shitty of Tommy not to at least fucking try and reach out and be like, bro, I'm fine. Like, after how many years that they were together doing shit, he couldn't have at least have been like, it's okay, you don't have to fucking worry about me, I'm doing fine.
Mhm.
But no, he doesn't say a goddamn thing. And then he ends up there, finally finds his fucking brother, and he's like, yeah, I'm married and about to have a kid. Fuck you.
He didn't say it like that.
I know, but basically he's like, I don't...
I
me
think
and my
that
family now. Like, I don't give a fuck about you.
maybe Tommy wanted. I think his wife also said not to go over the radio and talk to people because they don't want to endanger the community.
Okay, if I were separated from you for however long and you knew we're in this fucking whatever bullshit, if your wife was just like, no, honey, you can't be on the radio, you wouldn't reach out to me and like be like, yo,
There's
to your
no.
to your best friend, your sister, you wouldn't reach out to your loved one that you were like tackling the world with for however long, and be like, I'm okay.
This is
We can't talk.
completely different scenario. The entire community is at risk if they use the radio. Rob's endangering the lives of everybody.
Leave your community like you do when you're going on these little fucking missions. Find a goddamn radio and be like, you don't have to search for me. I'm good.
Joel's a
No.
grown man. He can take care of himself. You're a grown man.
Joel
You can take care of
has
yourself.
literally been risking his fucking life to try to find his brother because he thinks he's in need. No, fuck Tommy. That stupid bitch
I think that Tommy.
is a selfish piece
Can
of
I
shit.
finish speaking, please?
You already got to say what you wanted to say on the last
No, I
episode.
haven't.
You didn't on the
You
last
need the
episode?
fucking boxing gloves.
I was going to say, I think that Tommy might want to leave that part of his past behind, especially with Joel, because they bring up in that episode, yeah, they've killed people, and, like, obviously neither one of them are exactly proud of it. And him bringing Joel back into life, obviously, is going to bring up old memories. Maybe it's going to
He
trigger...
didn't have to bring him back into his life. Find a place that is not in the commune so it doesn't fucking... whatever. Just be like, you don't have to search for me. I'm good. That's it.
All
Don't
right,
contact
so
me.
Laura
That's
doesn't,
what I'm saying.
Laura doesn't like Tommy. Let's just leave it at that.
What do you think of the rest of the episode?
All I'm saying is that if
We
I were
understand.
to go
I get what you're
searching for
saying.
you and then you be totally fucking fine and just be like, yeah, sorry, I didn't contact you.
I
I'm
feel like
living my
somehow
best
you've
fucking
become
life
like
over
the
here."
surrogate Tommy in this situation. She's making up false scenarios.
All I'm saying is, if it was your sibling, I feel like you would at least want to close out that part. Be like, yeah, dude, I'm good.
No.
Move on with your life. Anyway.
Well, what do you think about this episode? Rob and I, talked about.
No, I
That's
did enjoy
awesome.
this episode. I like how we got the little backstory on Ellie, and we all knew that she got bit before,
Yeah.
and they never really went into it.
Were there any
But-
characters in this episode that you were especially mad at?
Yeah, the fucking clicker that ruined the night.
Was it a clicker? Kurt said
No.
the same
Hey, I'm not sure.
Well,
I
no,
just
I don't
I
think
just
it was
call
the-
them clickers. I don't think they're all clickers.
Yeah,
Clickers
but-
are so not. I just
But
don't
it
know
was,
what
like,
they're called. Just the
mostly
infected.
growing out of the face. That's why I called it a clicker, but I didn't hear any of those weird noises. That
It was a clacker.
I think the clickers would have like totally,
mushroom.
yeah. And
I think clickers also click. Yep.
I don't know why that reminded me of signs, but
I did.
Stein.
Yeah.
totally came into my mind after. I
It's behind. Mita.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Like I said, love a great.
If you say gay love story,
I mean, love is love. No, but some people are afraid to, add those in. So good on you, mate.
I'm definitely glad that the show is sticking with including representation.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like shy away from it because everyone's like, oh, everyone's making everything gay now. Who cares? Whatever. Do it up.
One thing I really loved in this episode was seeing Ellie be so excited about like normal things, like the escalator when she's running in place. I felt so much joy watching her.
What did she call
about
it?
electric
Electric
stairs or something. Yeah.
Oh,
But
so
there's
funny.
that and the photo booth. Like they're so excited about that. And the merry-go-round she really loved. Probably the funnest scene of the episode though was in the arcade when they were playing Mortal Kombat 2
Yeah.
against each other.
As soon as I saw Mortal Kombat on the screen, I'm like, yeah. Wish it was Deception, but beggars can't be choosers.
I don't know if Deception was ever like on an arcade
No,
cabinet.
Robert, just give it to
No,
me.
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm just obviously I'd want to play Deception as well, and you would definitely lose if you played against me. But I did want to say that there's a part where they're walking through like a building and there's like a dead dude with like pills and like a
Yeah.
bottle of whiskey or something. And they're like, oh, might as well take this. And they just start drinking. And I was just like, it seemed kind of like, I mean, I know obviously underage drinking is no like new thing. And it's not like they're really breaking any like mold on that. But it just seemed kind of weird because what is Ellie, 14 or 15 or something?
Not even that. Was the bottle sealed?
I don't know.
I'm not touching my lips to what a dead man.
Obviously, that one
is.
guy drank
Yeah,
it.
he was,
Yeah.
drinking
No.
it.
No.
But it's sterilized.
It's
It's
not a
alcohol.
dead man's hand.
I think at one point, Storm Reed's character says that she's like turning like 17 or something, and then she was gonna be assigned like sewage duty. So we know her age just about. But Ellie, I think we were told early on in like the first episode. I don't
She's
remember.
like, yeah, she's younger. She's like,
I think she's like 14 or 15.
yeah, I believe.
So we got like a 14-year-old drinking whiskey straight out the bottle.
And Cocaine Bear, though, they were even younger and they were eating
they were,
cocaine.
like,
you
lying.
love that.
Cocaine, though. I'm not saying I don't appreciate them taking risks. It just seems, I don't know. Alcohol, I think, is way more accessible to the average person than cocaine.
Rob said whiskey is whack. Do some crack.
It's the words I said exactly.
Just, she was searching like high and low through the bathroom to the kitchen for something to help Joel, and I feel like she found the
Perfect
needle
thing.
and thread in like a weird spot.
In like a kitchen drawer.
Yeah,
That's like
where your-
exactly where it
like
would
where
be
your
in my mind.
It should be in those
utensils would
little
be.
tin with the cookies.
Yeah, it needs to be in a cookie tin. Like
I don't know.
Nobody
People,
stores it
every
anywhere.
house has a junk drawer, though, and people throw shit like that in junk drawers.
Can you imagine how funny it would be if she's like tearing apart the house, ripping open cabinets, and then she turns her head and there's just
There's
a little
the cookie
cookie tin?
that
It like zooms in. It's like a close up.
Missed opportunity for
And it's
sure.
gotta be this fucking
Yeah.
Danish like.
Yeah,
butter
that's what
cookies.
I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
that nobody likes except for you.
I love them.
Sherry likes
I'm gonna
it, too.
fight you the way you're trying to fight Robert. I'm
And
telling you, the older
I
you
wasn't
get, the
even
more you like this.
disagreeing with you about, it's bogue that Tommy didn't contact Joel. I'm just saying that, like, Tommy has his reasons for everything. It's not like he's just like, fuck Joel. Like, there's many reasons behind it.
That's cool.
But anyways, we're off that subject because we obviously don't agree on that. So if you guys, obviously, Ellie's friend like wanted to make this like a special night. It was supposed to be like the goodbye, like one last hurrah. She had like 5. What did she call them? Great something. The 5 wonders or something.
Wonders, yeah.
Well, it was 4, but then
It became 5.
Yeah.
it became 5 with the Escalade.
That she
or
wanted
with
to.
with the Escalade.
That she wanted to show Ellie. What would be your guys' like top few things to do if it was like a goodbye moment where not necessarily somebody's dying, but you got to say goodbye to somebody, and it might be like a long time before you see them again, or maybe you'll never see them again.
I don't think I would want to be anywhere in public because I'd probably be sobbing like a little baby bitch. But yeah, probably doing like our favorite things that we like to do together.
Wow, you really went deep with that. What are our favorite things?
You know, I don't know. I don't really do much, so I can't really delve deep into that one. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I
Go to
think
the
it really
bookstore.
it depends on
Who the person is.
who the person is for sure. When I moved to Connecticut from North Carolina, I really loved like having a final basketball game with my friends and knowing that it was the final
You didn't
basketball
know that
game
you were
before I
moving
moved.
here.
But I knew that I was coming here and that I was, going to move here shortly thereafter anyway.
Whoa.
So
We didn't know that.
yeah, Sherry did. But something as simple as watching a favorite movie with somebody for me
Yeah.
would be. I would hope that if I were
Quality time.
if I were biting the dust, you guys would just watch all my favorite movies with me and
No.
suck it up and tell me that you like it. And
We watched
Let me die in peace.
Bugbuster last night.
Rocky 1 through
yeah, we watched Bugbuster last night. Shout out to Bugbuster, starring Katherine Heigl and Randy Quaid. It was fantastic. I loved it.
You thought it was fantastic?
I'm the one who recommended it.
What?
It's free. Listen, if you hear this podcast, it is free on YouTube right now.
And there's a reason it's free.
Bugbuster. It's amazing. It's a horror comedy from the 90s.
It's trash.
It is trash, but it knows that it's trash and it leans into it and it's a lot of fun. Go watch Bugbuster. I can't recommend it enough.
After you watch this episode of The Last of Us, of course.
Or before, whichever.
No.
Watch them at the same time. Like you watching this
Dual
episode with
screen.
Zillow on.
Dream big.
So, what would you guys rate this episode of The Last of Us?
Ooh, well, I never rated the last episode, so let me do that first.
We tried to get you to do that earlier and you went on a tirade.
So I would have to say a 3 out of 5 for the last episode.
Oh, for the last episode.
I think I gave it just around the same.
Yeah. Tommy really did piss me off, but
We know.
like I said, like Robert said, like you said in the text, he had his reasons, but fuck him anyway. I'd give that one a 3 out of 5. This one I would probably say 3.5 out of 5. I love a good gay love story.
All right. Rock on.
I'll also give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's really good. It is a little frustrating that it doesn't, really do much with the cliffhanger. I thought it was a really good, solid episode. I liked it.
They
What
need
about
to
you,
keep
Rob?
us, coming back for more.
I feel like I can't wait to listen back to this, but I feel like every time I've said, "What about you, Rob?" this episode, Laura started talking instead.
Well, I wasn't on the last week's episode, so I have to get in.
You gotta make up for
Your bumper numbers up. I was really stuck between 3.5 because it was like the same issue that I had with the last episode where like not a whole lot is going on. At least the main storyline between Joel and Ellie barely progresses. Of course, we get the backstory. It was very nice to see some backstory for Ellie, which we haven't gotten much of so far. So if I had to go between 3.5, I think I'd give it a 3.2. No, just a 3 flat. I think this might be the lowest rated episode I've given so far.
Wow, that's surprising. Because last night when I was like, "Yeah, I liked it. It was a good episode," you were like, "You hated the episode."
I'm always just trying to get a rise out of people, trying to see how they feel.
Yeah, well, do what Tommy does, and you'll be okay.
Laura's just like out here for the actor. She just doesn't like the actor.
I actually don't even know who the actor is.
Wow,
That's even worse than hating him. Indifferent. Whew.
Is he really famous?
He's in The Last of Us.
There are a lot of other people that we've never heard of.
Pedro Pascal, you've never heard of him?
Actually, I haven't before this.
That's
so-
that's a lie.
Wow.
What was he in?
What was he in?
Yeah,
He's-
that I would know.
He's in The Mandalorian,
I'd never watched that.
but you know what it is.
He's
Yeah,
in
but how would
Equalizer
It's a
2.
pop culture.
Never saw that either.
What about Narcos?
Nope.
Game of Thrones?
He's,
I only
he's
got
in
to
that.
season 3.
He's in that one meme of like the guy like laughing and then he goes from like laughing to crying.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent from last year from Nicolas Cage.
No. You know that I wouldn't know that.
But you knew the Nicolas Cage movie with Nicolas Cage playing himself. I sent you the trailer.
Oh, Renfield.
What?
Nicolas Cage playing himself.
Let's eat. I can't wait to watch this shit. It's gonna be
Yeah,
so
that's another
goofy.
movie that you know is just gonna be goofy.
Can't wait.
Also, the one thing about I don't know if it was. I think was it this episode or the last one where it's just like 3 months later.
Last episode.
Yeah, I'm just like 3 months later they only got like
All the way to Wyoming. It's across the country.
and like nothing
on
happened
foot.
though in those 3 months.
What?
Like
Oh.
not one thing.
What do you mean?
I'm
What'd you say?
sure things
Like
happened.
not one thing.
Oh, we
like,
didn't get
they
any
did-
story episode.
Yeah.
I'm sure things happened, but
I think it was
I liked the time jump.
it was necessary.
Yeah,
How
he-
else are they gonna get from like Boston all the way to Wyoming? You want them to film that whole thing without a time skip? We'd be here for 3 more seasons.
Like the guy in Clerks 2 who's like, this is Lord of the Rings. This is the second movie.
I wonder if this season is going to finish at the stopping point of the game, or if it's going to kind of leave off with some of the game still left for season 2, because there are only 2 episodes left,
How many games are
and
there?
there are
2.
2 so far. So I'm just wondering, maybe this season doesn't do the entire first game. Maybe the first 2 seasons are the first game, and then after that.
So you think
is
they're
the
going to
second
try to
game.
get as many seasons out of it as possible?
I for sure think so. Because I think they're going to make a Last of Us 3, but there's no telling how long that's going to be, and then you've got to kind of carve your own path on the show. So I kind of think it makes sense to draw out the games a little bit. I don't know how much of the game is left at this point because I haven't played, and I definitely don't want them to rush through the game to
Yeah.
get to the
I kind of want to play the game.
It's coming out March, so
If we had a PlayStation, we could play it right now, but we don't. So
PlayStation, if you're listening,
it's,
sponsor
I
us.
think it's Sony that makes them.
Sony
Anyways,
PS5.
so that was our final ratings. We got a 3.5 from Laura, a 3.5 from Kurt, and a 3 from yours truly.
Yeah, I'm feeling next episode's going to be a 4.5er.
That's your early prediction. 4.5.
Based off of what?
The preview I saw at the end of the
Oh,
episode.
I didn't see the preview. Both of you saw it, and I hadn't.
Yeah, well, you missed out on a 4.5.
You did?
All right, so I guess tune in next Monday for Creed 3, right?
Creed 3, yeah. You guys have to watch Creed 2 immediately.
I have to finish Creed 1.
Yeah.
I only got
you
like
do.
46 minutes in before I was
45.
like,
Yeah.
bye.
Let me tell everybody real quick that the other night you were like, hey, let's watch Creed right now. And then 45 minutes after, you're like,
Yeah. I didn't realize that it was over 2 hours long. If I did, I would have never started it.
Right. Well, anyways, so yeah, Monday, Creed 3, and then Wednesday will be episode 8 of The Last of Us. Looking forward to it.
Wait,
yeah.
Apparently it's a 4.5er. So
We'll see what happens.
we'll let you know next time.
She's going to rate it 4.5 just to be like, I was right.
all right, thanks for listening, guys.
Catch you next time.
Bye.
Hey guys, be sure to follow us on social media. We are at Advent3Pod on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.